say, spirited debate.
Sure, spirited debate.
With Crowder.
Yes.
Right? And it was really interesting to me because I was, we know you're coming on the show. So what my standard motif is just type in
Crowder,
your name and type interview and just see and said it for like a month ago and just see what comes up. And this comes up. They had a huge debate about rape culture and America. Is that a fair way to assess it?
That's a fair assessment of what we were talking about.
Right. And the interesting thing to me is I feel that neither of you got anywhere, not even remotely anything happened other than a lot of disagreeing.
That's exactly right. And afterwards, well, I should lay out the context a little bit because it doesn't quite make sense that I would go on Steven Crowder's show to discuss rape culture.
There was a video that he put out a couple of years ago. How did you find that video?
A friend of mine put it on her Twitter timeline, a out of context sketch of him essentially playing a woman who it turns out he was playing Lena Dunham. And in this sketch, she invites a dude into her home and basically cries rape, a la the way he claims Lena Dunham did in her book, which she didn't. That being said, I took exception to the sketch. All I tweeted was holy shit.
Right.
And the implication was this is awful, and he took it that way, and that is how I meant it. But I didn't mean it, and I didn't personally attack him. And then he invited me on the show. I said I'm not comfortable coming on the show talking about this. It's not my field of expertise. I'm not a woman. I haven't been raped or abused. And he persisted. I talked to some people offline to see what they thought, whether that would be a good idea or not. I was encouraged to go on, and so I did.
And what I liked, by the way, is that you stayed on for a whole, it wasn't at any point you're like, you know what, fuck this.
Oh, no.
It was good that you both had this completely, I would say, 180s of each other's viewpoints, except for a couple of things that you agreed upon. I watched the whole thing just a few days ago.
We both agreed rape is bad.
That was a very big, that was a bold statement. It was a bold statement on both your points.
We found some common ground right there.
Terrorism is bad, rape is bad. That's what I heard.
Was the argument about
defining rape, and that was a big part of it.
Ultimately, and I wrote to him afterwards.
Did you talk at all since then?
I wrote to him afterwards.
But that you didn't after the.
First of all, we don't know each other.
Okay, that was your first time ever interacting with each other.
First time we'd ever interacted.
Okay. And it was only a week or so ago.
You know
right?
what? I'll actually read what I wrote to him because it's.
And I found it fascinating because it showed you that in the age that we live in right now, it really is everybody's either on side A or side B. There is no common ground in whether you're a Trump supporter or a Trump hater. Whether you're A or B in anything.
But the thing is that I left that argument going, there is common ground. And this is what I wrote to him, and because it really bothered me when I left. I'm putting it all on myself. I wrote, hey, I've been thinking a lot about it. I don't like the way I represented myself on the show. I allowed my emotions on the subject to overwhelm what I think is the larger point, that there's so much confusion about sexual issues, including issues of consent from both women and men. I think men are just as confused as women in terms of what is acceptable behavior, how they should treat sexual relationships, or even how to appropriately pursue somebody. The result, as I tried but failed to articulate, is one side saying they feel sexually intimidated, meaning women saying they feel sexually intimidated, harassed, or sometimes worse. In my mind, it is that full panoply, I used panoply, of sexual confusion and victims feeling voiceless in that confusion that creates this, in parentheses, admittedly flawed phrase, rape culture. Had I been more mindful and less emotional about this, I feel like I could have articulated this better and the conversation would have been more constructive. I would be happy to come on and discuss again if you want. If not, I obviously understand. So I apologize for letting my emotions get in the way of a substantive conversation.
And Crowder texted back, as long as she sucks that dick.
I'll be right back. New phone, who dis?
The SDR Show.